Hello and welcome to, or welcome back to my channel. I'm Titleless Musings, and today I have a bit of a different video for you. So today I'm actually going to be doing my 2-year Photocard binder update. Now, if you're new to my channel, you may not know that Enhypen is really the only group that I follow. I do listen to other K-pop songs, but I've never really found another group that I was like, wow, I have to collect the albums, I have to collect the photocards. For me, Enhypen was like my first foray into K-pop, and they're also the only group that I follow. So I only had one photocard binder for the longest time. I got it last year, and I think it holds something like 240 cards. So I always thought, I'm never going to fill that up. Like, I'm never going to need to buy a second one. And then this year, obviously, Enhypen had their 7th mini album release for The Sin Vanished, and I had all the photo cards that I got from that, and I had nowhere to put them. So I ended up having to get another photo card binder. This is just an A5 photo card binder that I found on Amazon. It's one that I went through and made sure it was PVC free. And then obviously these are photo card sleeves that I bought literally years ago. I don't actually know if the brand is even still around. But they're just super simple sleeves, and I always sleeve my photo cards before I put them in the binder just because I want to keep them nice. And I know that these photo card binders are obviously double-sided, so technically for space, a lot of time what I'll do is I will kind of double-side the photo cards, but I only do that like when it's absolutely necessary. And even with doing that, I noticed at the beginning of this year that I just didn't have the space anymore. I was running out of places to put them. I do have a little Enhypen photo card album, like one that I got from a K-pop shop. It's good, but it bends like crazy. And that's kind of one where it's like, if I ever went to a concert, that one's so small that I could like take that with me. But I needed something a bit more protective to put my photo cards in when I'm not taking them around. So what I did was I ended up just getting a different color of the same photo card binder because I kind of have that mindset, like if it's not broken, don't fix it. So that's what I've done here, and I do try and do this like in a sensible order and like a timely fashion, I guess. So it's obviously organized from my oldest photo cards all the way up to my newest. So yeah, some of these it's interesting. As you can see there, I accidentally mixed that one up. But some of these it's really interesting because I haven't looked fully at my photo cards in a while. I always flip through them every now and then, same as like all my Enhypen magazines and all that. But I haven't actually just sat down with the photo cards in a while, so that kind of gave me the opportunity to go through and look at these. Some of these I really, really like still. I will show it later on, but I always say that my very first photo card I ever got was from Orange Blood. I think it's the Kasana version that I have. But that one has like the luminescent backing on the photo card, and it's Jake's photo card. And that to this day is one of my favorite photo cards to look at. I think that one was just so unique. I also have the lenticular ones that they did with Border Carnival. I have Nikki's one of that, which is another kind of cool one that I have, one of the sort of special ones that I like keeping. One of the things, though, that I also did before I filmed this update was I also took out all of my unofficial photo cards. If you remember when I was setting it up, I had actually when I'd gotten into the fandom really early on, I did like a bunch of unofficial Lomo cards I bought on Etsy, and I now can use those for journaling because I have so many photo cards that, I don't need to worry about it anymore. It is kind of crazy looking at all the photo cards I have. I always think about that meme about the when you have to show your parents what you've bought and it's like just the cardstock of men on it, and that I always think about that meme when I look at my photo cards. It's one of those things though, I don't know, not just K-pop as a kind of interest or a hobby, but just photo card collecting in general. I've never really done that. Don't get me wrong, I love collecting things. Okay, I have a problem. I love collecting things. I think part of that is, why I journal all the time, is that's, collecting memories. But I never really expected myself to continuously buy albums and get all the photo cards. That's why I kind of thought when I first got a K-pop photo card binder that the one would be enough. I know that I sometimes watch other people organize theirs, and they'll have a binder per group, which I think is really smart. But I can't imagine how much that all adds up to in the end. Even just looking at mine, especially because I don't collect for any of them except Jay. So even though I do obviously keep in store, oh, that's the Orange Blood one. Oh, I love that one. But yeah, even though I don't collect for the other members, I do still keep their photo cards, and they will be worth something to trade at some point. I still really want to do that. I always talk about, like, when I got all the duplicates that came with Romance Untold and Desire Unleashed, I was like, oh yeah, I'll probably, like, put these up on eBay and, like, sell off the duplicates that I got and then use that to buy some of the J ones that I was missing. But honestly, I never got around to it. I know that I should, and I know that a lot of people do that. I also just think, like, I talked about it in a different video that I did, that I think photo cards, the value of them is so subjective. Like, at the end of the day, there's some that are obviously super duper rare, and so I understand why those are worth more. But some of them, I just feel like you look at them and you're like, okay, that is not $75. It's so difficult though, because like on one hand, I support people, if you pay for the album and you're selling on the stuff you don't want, like, get that bag. I have no issue with that. But on the other hand, there are some that I like see on different communities where I do feel kind of bad for the people that bought them because it was like an arm and a leg of a cost. So yeah, I think photo cards for me, it's like, I would think about trading them if I ever went to a concert, but I don't know if I will. When I went to see, what was it called? It was at AMC. Oh, Enhypen fan made. I did actually bring like a Ziploc bag of the photo cards that I was going to trade, but nobody was trading photo cards, which was very sad because I kind of, when fan made came out, I thought that that was going to be like Eras Tour. Although, speaking of, there is, I'm filming this in February. You're not seeing this until I think about March, but there is actually going to be the Enhypen Walk the Line in cinemas. I'm actually a couple days out from ticket purchases, but I don't know where it's playing. I get so sick of the things with these groups though, where it's like, it's last minute. And especially because, like, when I was looking, I think it's 5 a.m. is when they go live. I don't remember, I'll have to look. But it goes live so early, and then it's also just always so exclusive. I think it really sucks, to be honest. That's one of the things that I find so difficult with this fandom and with Enhypen. And to be fair, I know a lot of people talk about this with K-pop in general, so I'm absolutely not disagreeing with those people. I just don't follow any other groups. But it's always the exclusivity of it as opposed to, like, the inclusion, I guess. That, of course, not everybody's going to be able to afford to go to a concert, or not everybody's going to be able to see a film in theater or whatever. But the fact that they're already making it so limited that the number of people that could actually do that is small as well. I feel like that doesn't make sense. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that obviously there are going to be those of us that just can't afford to go to a concert, or it doesn't play in our area, we can't afford tickets, whatever. But it's the fact that then everything is so exclusive. I think that's just really what grinds my gears. And I know that, like, I mean, we could talk forever about the ticket thing. I'm not going to talk about the ticket thing with, like, Ticketmaster and all that, because that is literally fandom by fandom by fandom. That's an issue with the system and not with the group. But I just get so tired of it's like everything is always a limited run. Everything is always, it drops super early or super late, and then people in different time zones get screwed over because they can't make those times and dates. And like I said, it's not Enhypen's fault individually. I want to make it, like, very clear. I'm not blaming the members for this. It is literally with these companies and these systems. But it's so frustrating. And it really is a bummer. Because I know, like, when I saw that the Walk the Line was coming to cinemas, I saw a couple people talking about the fact that they weren't coming to the country at all, which is craziness. It's a movie. I don't understand why the limited run. Okay, sorry, I did get a little bit soapboxy there. It frustrates me because, you know, I do try and keep it pretty real on this channel. I don't want to glamorize what it's like being a fan in this economy, because I think a lot of people, when we watch, like, even when I watch other YouTubers, it's very difficult to kind of watch people buying every concert ticket and all the VIPs and all the limited merch and all of this stuff, regardless of what the reason is, whether it's you don't live in the area or you can't afford it. It becomes very hard to watch things like that, and that's kind of the niche that I want to fill, which is that, you know, I am just as frustrated. I think it's getting to the point where it's like they're almost shooting themselves in the foot, for lack of a better word, where they want, obviously, Enhypen to do big things, and the fans want Enhypen to do big things. The fans want to see them more. But by making it so limited all the time, they're the ones losing out on money at the end of the day, because this is a business. So yeah, like I said, I will get off my soapbox now, but those were just some thoughts I had while we were going through the photocard binder. But here we are, moving on to something I never thought that I would actually have to do, and that is making a bias photocard binder. So if you just saw my other one, obviously I just filled up the purple one with the other members, because I have a pretty decent amount of photocards, obviously, but I have more J than anybody, as you can see here. So I kind of went back and forth with this idea, but I decided the J ones are going to be the ones that I probably, add to the most. I'm going to always be collecting J photo cards, so it made sense to put him in an entirely separate binder. Again, I haven't looked at my photo cards in a while. I haven't really sat down and looked through them, so sometimes I forget how many of these I have. It's also just kind of funny, the journey. I mean, because I got Border Carnival before I got, not Season's Greetings, Memories, which is the second from the top left. But I got Border Carnival before that. That was the first time I ever pulled J, and it was crazy. I remember freaking out, because I had bought so many albums. I bought Orange Blood, and then I bought Dark Blood, and then I bought Manifesto, and I didn't get any J content with those. So my last hope, I guess, was I went to a K-pop shop, and they had Border Carnival on sale because the box was dented. And I remember opening it in the car and pulling double J, and I was like, that's what we were waiting for. I was waiting for the whole time. Some of these I also have in different places. So the photo cards that come with the light stick, I only ever kept J's in the photo card binder because I actually ended up using the rest as decoration. Obviously I have all the Yu-Gi-Oh pack ones. The Dark Blood one was a new addition. That's the other thing, is that if you buy albums years after they've come out, this is just me, I have to go through and reorganize it so that it's still in time order. It's such a random thing. Oh, seeing those photo cards, by the way, does anybody know what happened to the birthday packs? Are those just not a thing anymore? Because, I remember that they did it before I got into the fandom, because I saw them when I was getting J's back in 2024, but I haven't seen them do it for any members since. So are they just, not gonna do those anymore? Does anybody know what happened with those? I'd be very curious. To be fair, I did complain about the pack when it got here. I did think it was a little bit of a waste of money, and I was very much trying to review that objectively, but still, it just seems I was oh, it's gone. They didn't do it again. I do like looking at these photo cards, I have to be honest. They are my pride and joy. And, it is oh, if your house was burning down, it would be I would grab my journal, I would grab my photo card binder, and I would probably grab the cowboy version of The Sin Vanished. The necessities. What can I say? It's the necessities. It's so funny because I was watching Photo Card Organization before I did this, and I think that's why I'm just in a silly, goofy mood, Everybody, I always, love when YouTubers just, give commentary just randomly throughout the videos, because I am definitely a YouTube listener. I am very much one of those people that, puts YouTube on, goes and does something else, and then has to, run back to the screen whenever anything is shown. So I like when YouTubers kind of talk while they do things. Maybe that's why I got on my soapbox, is because I've been influenced. The influencer has become the influenced. There were also a couple of things that I put in the photo card binder that the last time I spoke about them, we weren't sure what we were going to do. One of them was the Walk the Line Weaver shop photo cards that you got as a pre-order benefit. I remember we were all talking in the comments about, what do you do with those? Do you take the little tab off the bottom? I did, ultimately. I thought that, the tabs I'm definitely going to keep. I think I'm going to journal with those. But otherwise, the photo cards, I can't sleeve them. They just sit there and get dusty, and then it's what's the point? So I did pop the tags off of those and put those in the journal. Like I said, I got rid of all of my unofficial photo cards. I moved those to, my little journaling box, and then obviously just replaced them with my official ones. I was surprised at how few group ones I have, but then again, I can't think of a lot of group exclusives. I think the group ones are usually the Target exclusives. Other ones, oh yeah, I have all of my photo card holders here, except for the ones that I have on bags and stuff. So these are my D-Icon ones. I have all of my little, what are those from? Season's Greetings. Girl, why did I just like randomly forget that? I have all my little pictures. And then I also, yeah, I have these. So this is the Polaroid that came with Yoi, and then the ones on top are the ones that came with the Icon 30th anniversary ones. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do with those. I think I may eventually put the Polaroids up on the wall, but for now I have attachment anxiety with them, and they need to stay with all the photo cards. So now that we have gotten them all sleeved, gotten them all put in the photo card binder in an organized fashion, I'm just going to quickly flip through these so you can see the fronts and backs. Obviously, I apologize about like the glare of it. It's because obviously you're putting it in the separation sheets, and they're also, like I said, they're sleeved in PVC-free photo card sleeves. So it's a little bit difficult to make some of these out, but I hope that you can see them well enough to you know, picture them. The only thing I don't like with these, I hate the ones that are landscape, because I don't really have a good way of storing those. And then they look weird because the logos are off. And that is such a first world nitpick. I don't mean to be just whiny about that, but I just noticed it, even like with my group ones, then it's like the logos are upside down, and then it doesn't look like it fits. Those ones I think are the ones that I would replace first, or that I would put like a back photo card on so that you couldn't see it. Then it wouldn't be so much of an issue. Same as like the duplicate ones. I did double up the duplicate photo cards, because then I know that like those ones I would automatically trade. I would trade one of those away, so I can just grab them and I know they're duplicates. But yeah, that is the kind of 2-year update. I cannot believe how many photo cards I have. This is a little bit crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of looking at this like, okay, I think you can stop now. But yeah, I do like the photo card binders. I hope that you enjoyed this little chatty, soapboxy kind of video. I didn't mean to go on such a tangent, but those are just some thoughts I had about the fandom recently. If you did enjoy, for whatever reason, if you found my soapboxing funny, or if you just looked at my day photo cards and thought that is too many, if you enjoyed, please do remember to like and comment and subscribe, as it really does help the channel. I think we are almost at the end here. I keep getting taken out and I'm like, oh my god, that's a lot of day photo cards. It's like that one. Has anyone seen that cat's eye meme? Who was it? Was it Megan or was it Daniela? Or was it? I can't remember if it was Megan or Daniela, but there was one where like the fan kept flipping through the photo card binder and it just kept getting longer and longer. That's what it felt like to sit here. But yeah, like I said, I hope you did enjoy. I had a great time making this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.